guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Veda. Today we're on day 9 and I have a McDonald's mukbang to do. I saw Eve Bennett do it and I was inspired by her and how she did it. I'm pretty sure it's like original. I don't think I've seen anyone do a mukbang specifically with McDonald's. I decided to take that idea and do my own. So I will leave hers in the description box below so you can go and see where I got my inspiration from, because hers is gonna be way better than mine. I'm pretty sure the last time I answered questions in like a Q&A was like a year ago for Veda, so it'll be interesting to see what you have to ask. I'm also losing my mukbang virginity because I've never done this before, so it's also very rushed. Yeah, we're just gonna, I asked for your questions on every social media that I could, and I have screenshots on this phone, not this one. I will be back. I have all of the questions on here as well as my 20-piece share chicken nugget thing, which I didn't ask for. I asked for a 12. Turns out I don't do a 12, and yeah, Mama bought me a 20 instead. I think she knew I was sad, so every time I'm sad she buys me food. I eat like a pig when I'm First question is, how the fuck do you read so much? I can't do this with this in my mouth. In my memento. How the fuck do you read so much and so fast? I read so much because I read every day. The reason why I read every day is because I love it. One of the biggest secrets to reading a lot is loving reading. A lot of people are like, when they see my like weekly vlog, oh, I need to read more. And I'm just like, do it then. If you love it, you do it a lot. So the first step to reading a lot is to love reading, which is kind of like self-explanatory, but not a lot of people actually like reading and are like, oh, I need to read more. No, you need to want to read more. I haven't out chips. Oh, I haven't. It's okay. This is the patch that I was reaching from was empty. Who is your favourite YouTuber and why? I have so many favourite YouTubers, especially Emma Books. Like, I love Emma so much. She's not just a reader. She's not just a person on the internet. She like is an advocate for mental health. She follows me on Twitter. Just saying. I love her. Like, I don't have any explanation except from I love her. If you were a famous author of a book, what would it be called and what would it be about? Can't describe The Man on the Moon bit. You're acting like The Man on the Moon is the only book I've ever written. It would probably be the new books that I'm writing because it means so much to me and I feel like it means a lot to other people as well. I'm opening the source, by the way. My book, The Legacy, comes out on International Women's Day, which is March 8th next year. And it's basically Cinderella meets Sword in the Stone kind of thing. Fantasy, got some spirituality in there. I think it's going to mean a lot to some people and myself included, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. Like, not toot my own horn, but I really did. So there you go. Who are your favourite characters in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Becky Avatar just liked my photo! What the fuck? I'm freaking out! I'm sweating! She just commented! Ah! This video is now cancelled. It's just cancelled. Anyway, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I absolutely love Amy Santiago. Another one of my favourite characters is Holt. Does that even make sense? Another one of my favourite characters is Holt. Do I believe in ghosts or had any weird experiences? Babes, my wardrobe is a portal for ghosts and for spirits. I've been told that I'm an anchor in the spiritual world. So like, lost souls come to me. This is why I see a lot of weird shit. Where do you like to buy your clothes? Primark, Tesco and Asda actually are really good for clothes, especially for plus size women. But online places I have shopped at Wish quite a few times and I actually do have a really positive representation of Wish in my head. Wrongly on the other hand, love these little pots. Too bad they never give you them. Any advice for getting motivation after a groove of depression or anxiety? I'm not an expert at this. I've been in many depression and anxiety grooves and I've got out of many of them as well. The key is persistence and knowing that the fact that motivation sometimes won't come and that's totally okay. You can have days where you don't feel like doing anything and that is completely fine. Like, you don't have to be on your game 24/7. Even if those days turns into months, don't pressure yourself. If the motivation isn't there, then don't force it. At the same time, if you're really frustrated with yourself and you haven't got anything done, like you've got deadlines and stuff that you need to get done, if it's to do with depression and anxiety, the only person stopping you from doing those things is you. And I know this sounds really shallow, but from my experience of having depression and anxiety and getting out of these grooves, is I just literally, and I mean literally, throw myself out of bed, because I'm normally in my bed if I'm depressed or anxious. And I just do it. Just do it. Don't think about what you're doing. Just do it. For example, when I'm reading, one of the ways that I read more, like the first question that I was asked, I read on public transport and often I just want to gaze out the window and space out. I complain that I don't read enough when I'm at school or college. I could read right now and the only thing stopping me is me spacing out the window. So I instantly just pick up my book and read. Like, once you get into the routine of just going and jumping at something, you'll do it. But again, know that motivation doesn't come naturally. It shouldn't always be there. And if it isn't, that's fine. Would you rather only watch Logan and Jake Paul's videos or quit YouTube altogether but be allowed to watch whoever you want? You have to quit YouTube. If you were a genre of book, what book genre would you be? That's such a good question. I'm thinking that would be YA contemporary, but I would be a feminist YA contemporary book. Or like Thug or something, because I'm quite politically outspoken. How do you describe depersonalization to someone who does not experience it? I have a quick answer for this one because people ask me this all the time. It's like being drunk, but a lot of people haven't been drunk. You'll be surprised how many people have turned around and been like, oh, it's like being drunk, but like 10 times 10. 10 times 10? 100 times. And they're like, but I've never been drunk before. You know when you go into a cinema and it's all dark and you finish your film and then you go outside and it's really bright? That's what DPD feels like all the time. What are your opinions on cancel culture? I know it sounds like I say cancer culture when I say this, but I mean cancel culture. Cancel, like he's cancelled. I do feel like some people deserve to be cancelled. For example, sexual harassment and abuse in Hollywood, cancelled. Like that's one thing that I draw the line at. Someone who doesn't deserve to be cancelled, for example, is someone who said something that's uneducated online when they were like 10 or 12 or like 16 or something. We're changing every day, and I don't think that someone saying something uneducated at that time or even now should be cancelled, because we can always learn, we can always grow. And instead of cancelling people, we should really take our time not being hateful and to just educate them and being like, hey, what you said wasn't very nice, or you hurt me by doing this. And if they're a rational person, then they'll say sorry, and if they don't, well, honestly, what do you think you'll get for your A-level results, and is college really as hard as everyone says it is? Yes, it is. Just because you're taking 3 subjects that you like does not mean it's going to be any easier than GCSE. I have a chicken nugget for this one because it's quite stressful. College is as hard as everyone says it is, but the first year isn't too bad, especially if your options have been prolonged, like especially if it's a 2-year course. I wrote a whole book in my first year of college. It's not that hard, but A2, the second year, is difficult because you've got all your courses happening and like exams and stuff. The first year isn't too bad, but the second year is as hard as everyone says it is. What do I think I'm going to get in results day? I'm trying not to think about this because I don't want to psych myself up to get like all A's or like all D's. I just would be happy with pass rates. Honestly, I really would. Anything above that is honestly a bonus. Not to make excuses up for myself if I do badly, but I'm just so happy that I got through this year and didn't quit college. Because I was thinking of quitting college this time last year. I'm just proud of myself that I've stuck at it and that I've like enjoyed it as much as I could. Some things have happened this year and it just meant that my learning and experience at college wasn't the greatest, just all round really, but I'm just happy that I didn't leave. Honestly, I'm happy that I sat my exams. CCC, I'd be fucking happy with me. And the last question I'm going to answer is, what would you say to your 15-year-old self? Let's talk about my 15-year-old self. Where would I have been in my life? It would have been 2015 and 2014. I would have just about to have quit self-harm. I haven't done it since. It's been 3 years. 3 fucking years, and I'm so proud of myself. I have a tattoo here that or was it here? I think it's here. That celebrates this, and I love it so much. So I think what I would say to my 15-year-old self is A, don't be afraid to burp on camera because you'll be doing it in 3 years later. Anyway, number 2, I would say your YouTube is gonna be fine. Just because it's not picking up right now doesn't mean you have to fake it, doesn't mean that you have to compete with anybody else. You do you, and YouTube will pick up for you. You love it, it's fine. Third thing I would say probably to myself is the fact that this won't last forever, and the boy you're chasing won't either. School is temporary. High school may not ever end. High school doesn't last forever, or secondary school doesn't last forever, and you will probably never see these people again after you turn 16. Make friends, be nice, but at the end of the day, you're gonna end up with no one. So fuck it. None of these people matter. Why are you spending so much drama on them? Focus on yourself and your education and you'll be fine. That's something that I really regret as a 15-year-old, going into like GCSEs and stuff, not focusing on my GCSEs and instead being caught up in drama with friends and with a boy that I actually don't talk to anymore. I thought I couldn't live without, but now, look at me now. Look at me now. There was my very first mukbang of McDonald's with your questions just about shit. If you want another one of these, let me know down below. And maybe you can ask some questions for a future mukbang if you want that. I am now going to go onto Instagram and look at what Miss Becky Albertalli has put to me on my picture. And I will see you tomorrow for a brand new Veda. If you like this one, please give a massive thumbs up and subscribe. We're doing Veda, as I've said like 1,000 times. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a mukbang, let me know down below. And I'll see you tomorrow for another Veda. 1, 4, 3. Bye!